1 second.
Recording is on.
Okay.
All right. First of all, thanks a lot that we can present Alby here in this review call. I can quickly introduce Alby, and then maybe Johns can take over or support a bit on what we want or can talk about regarding the design review in particular. So Alby, what is this famous Lightning browser extension that everyone sees in the Bitcoin design communities Slack. It's I would say it's a common effort of a lot of people now involved in this software tool. It's open source, and what we've built so like over a year is a browser extension for to enable Bitcoin and Lightning payment on the web. Make it super easy for users to use Lightning. They don't need to switch any smartphone to scan QR codes to send and receive payments, for example, but they can do it directly within their browser. In the meantime, now Alby is available on Chrome, Firefox, and actually also Brave. And a part of sending and receiving payments, what you can do with Alby, you can also use the LN-URL auth function or WebLN login to log into Lightning applications super easily without typing in your password. And there are two other features I'd like to mention here. Because this is probably also what we are going to talk about. On the one hand side, you can connect Alby to any, you will be able to connect Alby to any wallet or node that you are running on your own system or a smartphone. Right now we support LND Hub, Blue Wallet, LN Bits, or your own LND node. And this will be extended in the future. And on the other side, what makes Alby also very interesting is you can automate payments. So you do not have to confirm each and every payment that you do on a website, but the whole payment experience gets super smooth with these allowances that we implemented in Alby. Here you see the website. The internet address is getalby.com. We always welcome people either on the Bitcoin Design Slack channel. There's one for Lightning browser extension. We have a GitHub site that you can also reach through the website. Telegram channel to interact with our early users. This is basically how it looks like. Yeah. So here you see just a pop-up window, and then you have different functions that are available. But I think for this design review, we want to mainly focus on the whole onboarding process for users. Are there any questions, or should we directly dive into the review of the onboarding process right now?
I say we can dive in if Johns is or whoever's doing the presentation is happy to. Yeah, we can jump straight in.
Yeah, so I will try to see if I can do the screen share and stuff, and if the connection will allow it without problems. So give me a second. I will set up now. Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yep, we got you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Yes. So as Maurice said, we have we allow people to connect their different nodes and wallets to Alby, and this is something that's quite unique with a wallet, right? Because most times, you you're kind of like generating the seeds locally, but we don't have but we don't have such capability at the moment within Alby. So what has happened is that you have to connect to some remote node, and currently we support uh, 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 I think 4 of them in the current release. But in the future, we'll be adding more and more of these things, right? So what I'll do first is to walk through what the existing onboarding looks like. Um, and we'll be like diving into some of the connectors. That's what we call them. The thing that allows you to connect to the external nodes, the remote nodes, and 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 then like the different details within each of them that were like that are specific to them, and some of the problems that we're trying to solve there, or that we need to solve in the next versions. All right, so this is like the unbranded version. We Christoph has done like a really great job of like creating this really great logo, and so over time we'll start incorporating it into the designs. But so far, this was a placeholder, the Satoshi symbol one, created by someone else in the community. So we have this for the onboarding. Once you install the extension, right? And it'll open up pretty much this page, right? Once you get it from the Chrome store, you install it, it'll open up this page, this welcome screen. The power of Lightning in your browser, send one click, some information there. The first step after that, once you've kind of like got acclimated with like what Alby is, if you didn't know already, is to protect your wallet. Setting a password. Okay, so this password is used for all the next steps, because once you start connecting your node and stuff, we need some way to encrypt this information, right? We want to encrypt it straight away. So yeah, setting the password is quite kind of important at this step. So I'm gonna choose a password. Please close your eyes, don't look. Okay, and then there we go. So password is set. Now, the question that I asked, do you have the Lightning wallet? So these are the 4 connectors that we have, or the 4 options at least. We have a LND, connect LND, connect Blue Wallet. This one is of course using the custodial LND Hub Blue Wallet thing. LN bits. You could connect your own LN bits installation, and we have create a new wallet. Now, this create a new wallet, it's a bit of a cheat, because it's not actually creating a wallet on the in the browser or anything. What it's actually doing is creating a LND hub. It's using Blue Wallet's LND hub to create a new wallet. So whereby this LND hub one, it like you copy your LND hub backup thing and you paste it in here. I'll show you here. Right? Yeah. So you put your LND hub export URI, you paste it in here. This create a new wallet. What it does, it actually calls that API. It calls the LND hub API for you to with a create user. Okay, so I'll go through the first one, LND. Right. So here we need the node URL and the admin macaroon. Right. So you paste in the node URL here and the macaroon here, and you can also drop it in. Drop in the file. For LND hub, like an existing LND hub that you have, it doesn't have to be Blue World, it could be anyone. But yeah, you would just paste it in here, or you could scan the QR code like Breeze gives you in the UI. Blue Wallet gives you in the UI. And then with LN bits, we have the admin key and the LN bits URL that's required in here. And create new wallet. Well, yeah, we give some reference that it's not your keys. This is a custodial setup, etc., etc. But you click create wallet, then it will go through the steps. So I'll pause it here for the moment to see if you guys have any questions. But this is this is one of the main areas where setting the password may be quite easy, but then like what else do you do at this point? Like especially for beginner users and stuff. If you're like if you're a more sophisticated person with a node already set up, you might know some of these terms and stuff. But a lot of our users may not, right? We're trying to get like mass market, mass appeal, mass adoption. So yeah, some of these terms might be kind of like difficult to understand. So yeah, would you guys have any comments at this section?
Yeah, I can maybe just go first. Yeah, just on your point about the knowledge maybe gap, because I attempted earlier today to try and set up Alby with Umbro. I don't know if you see me post a question in the Slack channel, but because I didn't really get what a macaroon file was actually, and so I guess at the moment the kind of expectation is that someone is going to be like quite competent with running like LND in their own like server infrastructure, and they're quite competent in doing that. Like, but what we're seeing is that the market at least shows that the majority percentage of Lightning nodes are using these kind of plug and play Umbro, Raspberry Blitz type of systems. So I guess it's not really a comment for what's currently there, but I guess going forward, definitely want to maybe try and support easier onboarding for those tools as well. Because I'm not sure how many of the mass market people that this application will target will be running like routing nodes anyway. So just from that point of view, it might make sense to try and focus some energy on that side of things as well. Yeah, that's my initial comments. Maybe some instructions, even for someone who maybe does have LND set up, maybe some instructions or like a tip of like maybe how to find the macaroon file or how to find the hex for that stuff. I actually tried to do like the way I found the information is by actually going to my Umbro and then connecting to my Zeus wallet, and that's where I actually found the information for the macaroon, which is obviously very like hacky or whatever. And then I did find a way to download the macaroon files itself and upload them, but it didn't work for whatever reason. But I did have to fiddle around a little bit to find it. But obviously that's the most non-custodial solution at the moment that makes most sense, right? So I'm just not convinced of how much it appeals to like a mass market type of thing. But as a start, it's the best we have for now, right? So
yeah, the non-custodial setups, especially like if we assume that the node is on the device that Alby is running on as well, then things are like slightly easier, but it gets a bit more complex if that's like a completely separate device where especially if it's like one of those node in the box things that maybe don't require any configuration and stuff. So the person who like bought it may not actually know anything about these macaroon files or how to connect and stuff like that. Maybe it comes through like they just connect through like a mobile app and whatever. But yeah, it does get a lot more difficult when these services are not on the same device. Is that the case with you? Is it running on your current device or Is it a separate device that you're connecting to Umbro?
Yeah, separate device. Yeah.
Separate device, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some talk about like trying to do like and you know this is also going to be a problem of like scaling these connectors out and stuff, because it's like can they be integrated with Alby, or does Alby get integrated with them, you know? um Ideally it would be like a one click button kind of thing, but it's on a case by case basis as well.
Did anyone have any thoughts on like the order of which ones should go first? Because although L&D is probably, well, it is the most non-custodial one, what's probably the more easier one? The Blue Wallet L&D hub is probably the more easier one to get up and running with, right?
Well, the absolute easiest one is the create a new wallet and then fund it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the absolute easiest, but I think it's in an order of kind of like maybe not so much, but like the we put the non-custodial one first, just because,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
most custodial down on the bottom.
Do you think people will know that though? Like, if you're trying to appeal to everyone, do you think they'll know that that's kind of what they're supposed to reach for? I don't know. I'm trying to think of what could make it so that it's easier for people to understand if you don't know what this is.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. In terms of like, are you asking in terms of like guidance?
I'm thinking like in terms of custody. Like,
Oh, custody. Okay.
could you click like could you click the create a new wallet again?
Sure. So we go create a new wallet,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Magic keys, magic coins, and actually I'll go ahead and create a wallet there. It's actually quite quick. Create a new wallet. It's processing.
See, I'm not sure. Oh, hey, that was really fast.
Yeah. And then you just need to back this up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure, and I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but I'm not sure like if somebody that wouldn't know about this would understand what custody is even. Or,
Yeah.
but I like that this is fast. I think that's a good feature.
Yeah. But like the other thing is that the funds are in custody with Alby. Alby has no control. These requests are just going straight to Blue Wallet's servers. You know, it's there's no middle Alby server in the middle setting this up. This is actually going straight to Blue Wallet. In this example.
Okay, that's cool. So you're creating basically a new Blue Wallet.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
So if you were to scan this, it would like you, yeah, it would open up in your Blue Wallet app. Sorry, you could import it into your Blue Wallet app.
Yeah, that's at least for the beginning, because it was just easier to implement a custodial wallet in this way and rely on the Blue Wallet's L&D hub than to host the L&D hub ourselves.
Something else that I want to highlight as well is that this problem that that connectors have, it's going to only grow and grow, because there's at least like 2 other connectors that are in the works. One is Galoy, and the other one is BTC Pay. So having these connectors, like this list of connectors is just going to be growing and growing, and in a way it's kind of like we can imagine some kind of like app store kind of thing, but it's more it has to give more guidance, and like some app store layout, but it has to give some guidance on like what each of these things are, how they work, what the benefits are and stuff like that. But it's like, how do we communicate that to users? That's the big question.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now it kind of works as like just simple list. I mean, software is kind of like very early in beta, so like I think the list kind of works in its current form. But yeah, I mean, as you start adding more connectors and stuff like that, I could foresee it kind of breaking apart into like a two-step process, maybe, where it's like, okay, do you have a Lightning wallet? Yes or no? And then if the user answers no, it maybe sends them down another path that's like, okay, would you like us to help you get one, or do what are your goals, that kind of thing. Or if they say yes, maybe if they say yes, I do have a Lightning wallet, then maybe then you give them a whole screen full of all the different connectors they could choose, or a little search box depending on how many you have. But I could see that breaking apart into kind of two steps in the future if you have a lot of connectors.
That actually gives me an idea. I think you made a questionnaire thing in one of the hackathons that suggested something. Was it the
I think it was the backup helper thing. Well, I did a questionnaire in two different hackathons,
yeah.
actually.
True. And yeah, this is where we met Alby as well, right? And got into the community. The Fulmo hackathon, that was. But it gave me the idea of like maybe the other option is like don't know where to start. And it could be kind of like choosing a connector that's right for you kind of thing. Questionnaire.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah,
That could give a suggestion or something.
What's the thoughts behind the BTC Pay server connector?
Oh, I'm just really bullish on BTC Pay, so
But is this not more targeted at like the individual who just wants to be able to do payments on various websites in different ways? Like, how does the merchant side fit in?
Well, Pavonex's area, so he'll represent the project better. But I have been doing some explorations on uses of BTC Pay Server outside of the merchant, outside of this merchant case study, this merchant use case. So I think something like BTC Pay Server, for someone who like me, for instance, I'm traveling quite often. I haven't been able to sync my nodes or maintaining my channels or anything for the past like 6 or 8 months, right? So having a physical node is not possible for me. So something like BTC Pay Server can still be used for it can still have like a personal use case, right? Maybe we don't have interfaces and stuff for it, but ideally what it is, it's like you have some funds there. There's a Lightning node, there's an on-chain node, and you just want to be able to utilize those funds on the web. So
yeah, interesting. I was just thinking, over something like LND though, just running your own LND node though.
Yeah, well, that
I know, like maybe the interface isn't. There is no interface. You'd have to connect to some interface, but yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
I mean you could, go on.
I was just going to say, imagine a scenario where you're running a business online, and you have BTC Pay Server set up so that you can accept payments for things online for your e-commerce store, and then you have an employee or something who needs to go and buy things on behalf of the company. Purchase tools, supplies, services, whatever. And we're assuming a hyper Bitcoinized world where everything's done in Bitcoin. So maybe you want to give this employee the ability to pull funds from the BTC Pay Server instance using a simple browser extension, so they can buy things on behalf of the company using company funds. That's just the first use case that popped up into my mind. I might be overcomplicating things there. But.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's a really cool extension that's coming to BTCP server. It's LN Bank. I just found out about it, it's going to like have like this compartmentalization of funds into different stores and stuff like that as well. So you can imagine like your family, like setting up a BTC Pay server for your family, for instance, and everyone just connects in a mobile wallet and uses that as their thing. And the tech guy in the family, it's like this shared custody approach, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Will it support other implementations as well, like C Lightning and Eclair and stuff as well? Or
Yeah, certainly.
yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay.
So like overall, like on this screen, it is going to definitely get like very, very complex. Like as these connectors start to, like, more of these connectors start to be added, you know. There's a long list of them already. There's Raspberry Blitz that could be in there. There's Umbro, like easier connections with Umbro. Even though like it may be using LND on the back end, it's like if you haven't set up LND raw, then you still like if you're more in tune with like a BTC Pay or a Raspberry Blitz or Umbro kind of interface, then we would kind of want it to be easy to connect to your LND through those interfaces, right?
Could you group them somehow as you start thinking about growing the list? Like maybe have an option for connect your node and then a list of stuff, and then connect your wallet maybe, or your, I don't know, something that would make it easier and it won't feel like a long list of things to choose from.
So yeah. So like defining those categories, you said connecting to the node and then connecting to the wallet. So I guess like Blue Wallet, this one is like most definitely a wallet, right? LN Bits, it could be do we classify that as a wallet? It's like something similar-ish to like BTC Pay, for instance. Where it's like this interface in front of your node that's hosted on the public. So this one isn't necessarily like wallet based, and I don't think LNBits has any like integrations with any mobile wallets currently. If that's what we define as wallet, right? I guess that's the other thing, is like, what is a wallet then? Wallet of Satoshi. Wallet of Satoshi could be another connector. And then nodes are LND, C Lightning, Eclair, LDK based ones maybe.
Could it be then maybe grouped by custody, whether you have custody of your keys or not? I don't know.
No.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna add. That is a good idea, and I think that's a really important one as well. Grouping by custody, but I'm gonna add like something else for you, which is LN Bits and LND Hub could both be non-custodial and custodial, right? Because you could set up both of these like on your own, or you can you can set up one on your own, so it's like your own API and domains and stuff like that, or you could use like their hosted version, which is custodial. So then, like, do we put like two interfaces for this one? Sorry, like two options for this one in the list. It's like, this is a like technically it's the same thing. It's going to show the same fields there.
Okay. Then I don't know, and there may not be an easy solution here.
What does setting up your own LND hub entail?
Well, yeah, you would have to be, I guess, a bit more technically inclined. So you would have to set up LND first of all, and then you would set up a web server. Set up a web server with the I think the Node.js package or whatever. You'd set that up, run it, and set the configurations to connect to your node. I haven't gone through it myself yet, though. So.
Could this guide you at least to the page where you need to go, or maybe some of the benefits to choosing this particular option?
The benefits. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Like a pros and cons list or something?
Yeah, something like that. What if remember for Steven's project, Alice, there was this thought of maybe having like little icons that would separate what each product may have in terms of what it does. Like little icons, like this one you keep your keys, and this one you don't, and or this one you, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of little details to go into it, but maybe even within that list, there could be little icons that people could hover over and understand what each one is about, and kind of compare and decide. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and maybe on the welcome there, it can like give an introduction on what these icons mean to like prime the user or something like this to like so when they get into those sections, then they could like identify them sooner. I'm just throwing things out there, rolling with your idea.
Yeah, or be able to hover over them and click or something of the sort, so if they want to know what they are, they would be able to find more information.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, my question here would be like, where should we provide more information already on these tiles here, like L&D, and then a sort of a info button, or would it make more sense to require the users to click on L&D, for example, here, and then on this macaroon page provide more infos there? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm not sure it's a more information thing. I feel like if you know what LND hub and LN bits are already, you kind of I don't feel like you need much more information to like understand what's going on. But
because you assume that they are already professional users.
Yeah, exactly. If you know what those three are, then you've been tinkering around with those things already, most likely. In my opinion, I don't know if that's accurate or not. So I don't think it's like a more information thing. But if you don't have any idea what any of those three are, I also don't think more information at that point is going to help very much either.
Yeah, because I would
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm also a bit afraid that we actually make it more complicated for users if we provide more information, and at the end they are totally lost.
That's true. Maybe, I'm kind of leaning towards Steven's idea of doing sort of a wizard. Like if you already have a Lightning wallet, and if you don't, then you have choices on whether you want to go through the deeper node setup or whether you just create a faster wallet.
Yeah, I think with this one though, it doesn't just require a wallet. Like, I guess in the blue wallet case it does, but that's the only one that's supported at the moment. You actually need to be running like a node somewhere. Ultimately, you need to be running a node for this to work. So, and most people that are running nodes, like I said, are doing the whole plug and play Umbro stuff. Maybe like node managers are running like these sophisticated implementations on custom servers and stuff like that, and they'll know exactly probably what they're doing. Another interesting thing is just as you're typing the receive and send, I wonder if for like a more beginner type user as well, like making it very clear, like the funds do not exist in the extension itself. But I guess once you get past the onboarding bit of like making it quite clear that the funds are not in the browser or in the extension, they're actually on your node, but this is just an interface to your own node. Now that's probably quite a lot for a beginner, but then my argument is that if you have your own L&D node set up, you're not really a beginner. Like you're not. So yeah.
Are you hoping though that this is for more of a mass adoption?
Well, I mean, Yeah, definitely. Like one of the things that's kind of attached to this project is the WebLN spec, and there's this other Bitcoin like web Bitcoin spec that's also in the works that we're contributing to. Um, uh, uh, and the idea is to have these kind of interactions built into websites. These kind of interactions meaning like payments and invoice creation and stuff like that built into websites. And instead of having to like take your phone out to scan all the time, you can just have this this you know wallet in your browser that you're able to interact with those websites with, right? So it's not that like, so yeah, when we say like wide user adoption or mainstream user adoption, it's like pretty much whoever wants to use Bitcoin on the web during the web experience, right? So for instance, you could uh, uh, I watch a lot of my podcasts and listen to music and stuff like that, not in apps, but like on the web, right? Videos and whatnot. Alby also has some website enhancements that allows you to do like Twitter tips, right? If you have a Lightning address in your if you have a Lightning address in your description field or your bio or something like that, it will detect that, and you'll be able to tip someone. So I think like it's a lot of like Bitcoiners would like such feature, but then there's other kind of features when it comes to like maybe payments or savings or when there is eventually this like the spec merge is finished with the bit like the on chain and the WebLN stuff, then we could imagine like multi-sigs and multi-sig web applications and PSBT signing and stuff like that in the like applications built around those kinds of use cases and technologies. So yeah, I don't think it's like necessarily for like the super basic one. I think it's just anyone who wants to interact with Bitcoin on the web, and we want to provide like the most options for them to be able to connect their like whatever node or wallet that they use for that. For instance, the Galloy connector that's in the works. It's going to you enter your phone number actually, and it calls a Galloy backend, and you have a wallet now. That's it. The Galloy meaning the Bitcoin Beach stuff. All right, so you can have a connect a wallet through a phone number. So perhaps like the more cypherpunk persons would not want to use this, but there's the LND hub. The LND or the raw implementation that you can connect or Umbro as well.
So Pavlinex, I can read out some of the comments as well. So Pavlinex has just said, in my opinion, there are two flows here: create a wallet, connect a node. Create a wallet could in the future utilize LDK, connect connect an external node can just nest all of these extra options for people hosting node somewhere else already. Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. We're still a bit away with LDK, but I think that is definitely a future we want, where we just have a send and receive node operating in the browser. I think that's the future we ideally want. And then Christoph says, I concur. Also, LND is not an answer to the question, do you have a Lightning wallet? Could be just a matter of rephrasing. Did you want to respond to that? Or?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah. Do you have a Lightning wallet? You need to first connect to a Lightning wallet so that you can interact with your favorite crypto.
Yeah, I would still rather go for connect a node or a wallet, because there are custodial wallets out there, like Blue Wallet, for example, where you cannot connect a node. So or these people are not aware that sometimes they are actually running a node, but that just think of Breeze being a mobile wallet, but effectively it's a Lightning node. So I'm not so sure if they then already like feel that they are addressed by this connector node category.
Anything else you want to talk through? We spend a lot of time on this screen.
Maybe the topic of allowances, Jones?
Yeah, I guess we could show off this one. I guess it'll be more presentation wise, and I'll see if I can do a little demo. Okay, I'm gonna close this one off. This one's still the onboarding one is like a big discussion point for us though, because it's super important. Okay, so I will show you a quick demo, something that we worked on this weekend. It's really crappy looking, don't don't mind. But okay, so this is the main part for voting on projects. So let's imagine this is a Lightning application that you've encountered. In this case, this is Bolt Fun Makers, where you're able to see a list of the hottest Lightning applications that are built for the web. All right, so when you see projects, you're able to like vote on those projects. One sat equal one vote, and those votes, those sats goes directly to the makers of those projects. So in a way, it's like it's used for like a ranking system, but it's also used for like funding projects as well, right? Yeah. So the maker puts in their Lightning address, and they should be running some node infrastructure already, especially with like LNURL, which is kind of like one of the big components of this, Lightning Web and how the services talk to one another, kind of architecture that we've been researching. Okay, so okay, I'm going to do a vote for 100 sats. It's going to fetch in the backend. It's going to fetch the invoice, and it prompted me here, right? It's going to prompt me. Oh, which one is going to open? I think I'm not sure which one this is. Okay, right. So so I'm able to like pay this amount, the 10 Satoshi amount. And what's gonna happen here is that, what we saw here is that I was prompted to make a payment, right? Now you can imagine if you're like streaming sats or something to a YouTube video or other content creator, streamer or something on Twitch, you're not necessarily gonna wanna like be having these prompts come up every 10 seconds or whatever interval you're going to be making those payments at, right? So what you're able to do is to set a budget, right? So I'm going to set a budget of here 20 Satoshis. I'm going to confirm this. And this is in a way trying to recreate pull payments, or at least pull payments with a bit more controls for the user. So here we see this payment was made. It had to do the pop-up, but I'm going to do now another vote. And let's see another vote. Okay, so it's not going to prompt me this time, and we just see confetti. And this is the most important part of this project, seeing confetti. And that's big up to Roy from Breeze, who said people apparently really like confetti, so we had to include it there because we're supposed to be fun. So yeah, as you can see here, we get confetti, and there was no interactions that we had to do, and the funds were deducted. Right. Oh, what's happening? Oh, okay. I heard claps. I'm like, I didn't put clapping sounds on this. Okay, my computer's going a bit too slow. I think confetti is taking up too much space, too much processing. And yeah, so a few seconds ago, this is the payment that went through without any user interaction. We see also here that the allowance is almost up there, right? It's 20 of 20 sats was my allowance. So let's try to upvote again this project, and this time it does prompt because the allowance is met, right? So yeah, this is the allowance feature. Now what I will show you is I'm running a different version of Alby, guys. So you're not gonna see some of these cool niceties as yet. I think Morris hasn't seen it either. Slow computer problems. Okay, I got it. Okay, yeah. So here we see the different websites that we have connected with. I haven't gone through the connection flow, but that's a totally different thing for now. But yeah, we see the different websites or publishers or whoever, that I'm interacting with. I see the amount of payments and the what do you call this? The allowance that was used. Currently, it's 100%. We see a list of transactions, and if you wanted to edit the allowance, you could do it right here. So that's what we have for allowances. It's a pull payment system in the browser, connecting to your node. Websites can automatically take those funds. Websites that you granted permission to can automatically take those funds, so that you're not prompted every time for having to accept the payment.
That is very cool. Very, very cool.
Any concerns about these kind of pull payment kind of recreation like this recreation of pull payments or in Bitcoin, and like do you see any dangers of it, and what are some of the information that you think that we should maybe try to provide, or some of the controls that we should try to provide a bit more, or that you would expect?
I can't remember exactly, but was there a confirmation step before making a pull payment? Was there like a
So
there's a confirmation step if there is no allowance activated, and there is no confirmation step if there is an allowance and you have enough funds.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it just shows the amount, and remember to set the budget. You may set the you may set a balance to not be asked for confirmation on payments until it's fully exhausted. When you connect with websites that you trust, or I could probably use some.
Is there like a way to add a time limit? I don't know if I don't think I saw that. Do you have one? Like, say within this month I want to spend this much on this site.
Okay. Yeah. So then it could be like, how would you how should that get refreshed? How do you expect that to get refreshed? Should it get top up automatically or something? Is it like recurring, or should you have to set it again and confirm?
Well, I was thinking of something. Well, both, like, the options could be, there could be multiple options, I suppose, but I was thinking of something that works sort of like a subscription thing, where you decide how much you're going to spend, like, each month or each week or something like that, as if it was another kind of streaming service, and that that there's a max budget depending on whatever your budget is for the month. I don't know if that answers your question, though.
Yeah. In one of the articles from Breeze, they had this. I love this quote. I also put this in the discussion about pull payments on the in the Bitcoin design repo, the design guide repo. But the comment of subscriptions was like, if you want a glass of milk, the subscription models that like these big companies use and stuff, like Netflix or whatever they use, it's like you have to, like, for that glass of milk, you have to buy the whole cow, but you just want a glass of milk. And one of the beautiful things about Bitcoin is that like it's all push payment based, right? So the wallet owner, the person who owns the funds, have to basically interact to like push these funds out. Credit cards also use this pull payment based system, where they're able to extract funds out of your out of your wallet. So that's how these these subscription services, that's how these companies get you. They try to get you into the funnel with free trials, and then once you're in the free trial, then you forget that in 7 days it's going to get renewed for like an entire year, and then you're kind of like stuck with them, right? With a service that you may not be using to like the full utility. And I guess what I'm addressing here is like there is kind of like this little balance of like convenience of being able to pull those funds out, but like if it's on a subscription based kind of thing, like from what I understand your question is, then if that allowance is getting just topped up again and again, there are incentives for the website owner to just keep pulling funds out and finding like as many ways to pull those funds out. And eventually it gets to the point, just like with credit cards and visas and stuff, where you're kind of like, so many transactions are happening, you don't really know, like you kind of get like funds are leaving your account, but you don't really know where they're going. And especially if you're like subscribed to like maybe tens and or maybe, I don't know, hundreds of sites. I don't know how much, what's the average amount of sites people go to.
I think I understand what you mean, and I understand kind of this beautiful quality that this has, that you only spend for what you see, what you use. I was just thinking in terms of not maxing out if you have a budget each month. So not in terms of it being, and I'm sorry, I don't think I explained it very well, but not in terms of it being this recurring kind of thing that it constantly charges you, but to be able to set a maximum for a certain period of time, which in my mind is like each month. So if people have a budget each month, they say, okay, this is the most that I'm going to spend on this website. And I won't go over it during the month, even if I see all of that. But the point of it being that it's kind of nice that you don't have to spend it all. It's just there kind of as a warning signal of, I don't want to go above this budget in this period of time.
Yeah. I'll have to think through the period of time parameter, but I mean, surely some interesting stuff would come into there. Like the max budget, like this here is going to be a max budget, but it doesn't have that period of time thing. So yeah, I'll have to think a bit more about that use case, and maybe we could do it offline, so I could get it a bit more. What this like, how the time period, how the interval could affect the. I think something for time period, which would be interesting, is like delays between payments. So how many times can a website, how often can a website charge? So there's like a max budget for any time period, but what is the interval that what is the frequency of payments that can be that the website could take? Because you don't want like otherwise you have this incentive again to kind of like, the website developers have the incentive to kind of like charge as many or as much as possible.
Okay, so this is something that can be given based on what you want to support, as opposed to maybe the amount of content that you gather?
I guess this one is more of like a security thing, in terms of like, in like the website could decide to charge every second or every like millisecond, for instance, in this current implementation. But we could put some security controls to say like they can only charge up to this amount. Sorry, they could only request payments once every day, or once every week, or once every month, or something like this.
Okay, I see. I think you're thinking of the time on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
What the website would charge. Okay.
Yeah. But that's how I'm thinking about like the time aspect. But I think maybe it's an interesting idea, adding this time variable to it. But I'm not sure exactly how we could like how it would work with the current implementation. But I'm very open to it.
Thank you for your answers.
Hey, just real quick thought, maybe this doesn't make sense or makes no sense at all, but in JavaScript, events have an isTrusted property that defines if it's triggered by a user action or by something else. I don't know if that can be checked for. Like a request is only valid if it was actually triggered by the user specifically doing something, like clicking a button or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. I guess, like if you have some asynchronous events, like the user could click a button one time and then like 5 minutes later something can happen because it's part of a process. So, yeah, that's also worth checking out. It's trusted. I'll check it out.
Looks super cool. What's next with this? Is this an experiment, this store, or is it something you're planning on rolling out to the world?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll do the announcement. Well, it's a soft announcement. Yeah. So next year we're going to be putting on a series of hackathons called Shock the Web. Name pending, it might change, but Shock the Web as part of the Bolt.fun project, collab design community, collab Alby. Okay, so first of all, we needed to understand how to build these Lightning applications and things that are not so typical now that don't have like design patterns or like architecture design or like front end patterns yet. So this website, bolt.fun, makers.bolt.fun, it's going to be a place where the people who are attending the hackathon can have a place to post their projects, and then people can vote it up and down, etc. And we have a bug. But yeah, the other use case of this is so that developers, applications have a place to be able to find those apps, right? Or users have a place to find those apps. So there aren't that many Lightning applications around. So why not like try to collect them all? There have been some other directories. Labs.co, for instance, is one. I forget the guy's name. I was talking to him a bit. But the difference with Makers.Bolt.Fun is that it is going to be WebLN kind of focus. So the application that support the WebLN spec, and services like and formats like LNURL and stuff like we see here. So yeah, watch out for it next year. Bolt.fun hackathons. I hope some of you guys attend.
But John, I have one question. You write. Sorry. Okay, just one quick question. You write that like connect to your wallet. Is there like something like more meaning behind than, for example, just paying or just use a wallet for login? Why do you name it connect to a wallet?
Oh, this one right here, you mean?
For example, or if you click on these flames to upvote, I think then you also are prompted to connect the wallet.
Yes. Well, yeah, I guess it could be login. We're still playing around with that. To be honest, we didn't give the the wording too much thought as yet. My main concern was trying to make this file like this this thing. When you click it, like I wanted the page to catch on fire. I wasn't able to get that done, so that's why we have the modal. But I guess that's like a nod to these what was that? Yeah, I'm not sure actually. It just seemed like I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Maybe it's like enable the website instead or something.
I was just curious if there's more like what type of connection do you need? But in this case, it's just like payment or a login, right?
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Okay, cool. We just hit time. But thanks, Johns, for presenting. Thanks, Moritz, for your input as well. Thanks, everyone else, for their feedback. So yeah, if people want to go and again play around and install and test this out further, they can head to, I guess, the Chrome web store is probably the most popular one or the most accessible. But I think it is supported across various browsers as well. I think Brave is a Chromium based anyway, and is it supported in Firefox as well? Maybe Firefox and Safari. So yeah, so there's various browsers you can check it out on. So yeah, looking forward to what this project brings into the new year. And yeah, thank you again. I'll catch up with you guys soon.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, and the website is Get Alby. So
yeah,
getalby.com.
Getalby.com.
Yeah, so you can just get the extension.
Peace.
Peace.